grips with it.
You know, one of the other reasons that they made the rule changes, we haven't seen a nitrous car in the finals yet this season. So the IHRA trying to create some parity here inside of this category. With the cooler temperatures that we've had all year long, the blower cars have definitely dominated. Now, Steve Vick, he was definitely a hitter, did real well in the points back in 1999. He'll line up alongside Mike Castellano, who just won his first ever Pro Mod race in the AMS Series a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely, and Mike's bringing that experience over here now. And Steve Vick, he's one of the nitrous guys. Oh, yeah.
Man, Mike Castellano, look, if he didn't cross the center line, he was definitely close. So Steve Vick will get the win here as he dumps the laundry, runs across the stripe at 6:46. Mike Castellano, of course, getting out of the throttle. Boy, that was a pretty wild ride. Let's have another look here and see exactly what happens with Mike.
Yeah, Mike gets sideways, goes over the center line, and as I was saying, Vick is one of those guys that's always there. He carries that nitrous banner, and this could be his day to be there at the end in that Tucson Cigarettes car.
A pair of nitrous cars here. You can see Castellano gets way over there by the center stripe, but missed the 330 cone. Thank you for that. I'm sure the track crew appreciated that, but Steve Vick on rails, baby, runs her right down through. Next up, we will feature a blown car here, Mike Janis and Mike Ashley, couple of tough guys.
Yeah, two of the most beautiful Pro Mod cars. Janis has his new Widowmaker paint scheme, and Ashley in his Batman Gotham livery. And you see the word slur on the supercharger? That's a band, a rock band that he helped sponsor.
Mike Janis, just one of the guys that's been inside of this category forever and ever and ever. What a fabulous looking machine, along with Mike Ashley's car sitting beside him. This is going to be a great battle, no question about it. Both competitors out of New York, one out of Lancaster and Ashley out of Melville.
The essence of Pro Mod, this is what it's all about. Ashley sideways pedaling.
Gets all out of shape, and the win here will go to Mike Janis, 657, 212 miles an hour. Beautiful new paint job, as you mentioned, on that car. It had been in primer black pretty much all season long. Remember, he had such a great qualifying effort back at San Antonio, our season opener, where he ran down the 6:11 mark. But as you can see here, Ashley, nothing for him here on this track. Struggles a bit, and this one will be all Mike Janis. Mike Janis also moving around a little bit, kind of went towards the center line, but put her back in the groove and crossed the stripe first.
Well, you know, Quayne Stott won our last race in Edmonton, and in Victory Circle, he said something to the effect that this was a message to his brother Mitch and his crew chief and his owner, and they knew what he meant. But he decided he did not want to elaborate on it and wouldn't tell us what he meant. So we went to Mitch to get his comments on the situation, and of course, Mitch is never afraid to talk.
I've got a younger brother named Christopher, and when he was a baby and he cried, that didn't bother me because babies cry. But when my older brother, being Quayne, to hear him cry, that just really hurts me, man. You know, that I'm ashamed of that.
Those darn Stott boys. Well, you know, his brother Quayne, here's his pit. He has a picture of Mitch hanging up on his pits here, a hero card to use as a dartboard.
We've got lots more Hooters IHRA drag racing. From Milan Dragway. Now don't go away. We'll be right back on Speed.
I'm not sure where these seats are.
Who cares? At least they're free. No wonder they were free.
I don't believe it! It's gone! A new home run record!
You never know when an opportunity will turn out golden. Like at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. You'll find incredible values on all your favorite Lexus vehicles.
Going once, going twice, sold for $2 million. Congratulations, sir.
See your Lexus dealer.
Hey, James, why so quiet?
I'm so far in debt, I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy.
Don't even think about bankruptcy. I have the same problem as you, and then Kevin told me about this nonprofit group he was using. I was about $15,000 in debt, and now I'm debt-free.
Yeah, even told Shannon about it, too.
Yeah, it's true. The budget planning experts, they lowered my monthly payments, so now they're more manageable.
How'd they do it?
Well, they work with your creditors to reduce your interest rates, and sometimes they can get rid of the interest altogether.
They even have this thing called the Good Payer Program, where you get cash back for paying your bills on time.
I just got a check for $150. Well, it's been a while since I could afford it, but this round's on me.
All right. So, lower monthly payments, out of debt quicker, and I get cash back? Where do I sign up?
Don't keep getting further and further into debt. Call the financial experts at Cambridge Brighton Budget Planning Corporation right now. Certified credit counselors are standing by.
speed just made your weeknights a whole lot faster. Autofocus, Monday through Thursday from 8 to 9 Eastern. Different shows each night where the cars are the stars. Whatever you're into, it's all about speed.
We're back at Milan Dragway, where General Manager Chris Baxter has been working diligently for over a year.
We've been very excited for about the last year and a half, ever since we made the agreement with IHRA to bring the Motor City Nationals here to Milan Dragway. Our fan support's been just awesome. This weekend's turnout's been fantastic. We've got a great crowd. Haven't had an IHRA national event here in over a decade. We've got lots of quality cars here. Fans are just loving it. Top Fuel, Pro Modifieds. Very excited about having IHRA back in our area and looking forward to each year.
And we haven't been here for the longest of times. Everybody very excited about coming back to the Detroit area. And obviously it shows as all the fan supporters come out. Hey, Performance Parts, GM Performance Parts, Saturday night of fire.
It is the night of fire, and this is unique to IHRA, so that's why you got to come out. Cheers, Detroit Rock City, night of fire. Here's the Top Fuel dragsters. Header flame shooting 8 feet. Unfortunately, Pontiac Jack Ostrander hit the wall, but he was okay. So we had Frisbees. Then we have the wheel standing cool bus, ladder truck 33, sparks down the track. Oh, and it's getting darker, and it's only going to get better. The fans do love the night of fire. Then we've got jet dragsters. Oh, baby, do we ever. Laying down the track there. And then, of course, thank you, Detroit Fireworks. You can only see this at the IHRA at Night of Fire. Come on out.
We'll continue on here with round number 2 of Pro Mod as we'll finish up this session. The number 2 qualifier, Ed Hoover, on speed, by the way, as he had an exact ET as Mike Janis. The number 1 qualifier, 6:32.7, but ran 2:23 to a 2:26. And Hoover will line up alongside Roy Wasco.
Hoover's parked the supercharged car. He's brought old reliable Mod out.
Gene Fulton power inside of this one. Look at the reaction time. Very close to each other. And your winner will be Ed Hoover. Great job. He got past Carl Sperring in round number 1 on a hole shot. And here he'll get past Roy Wasco on ET, 6:38 to a 6:45. Beat him at both ends of the track. Look at the front end up on that Corvette.
Yep, and he got down good. Ed got down that lane very, very good, got down the track. So you can get down the track in these tricky conditions.
The 63 Corvette ran 221 miles an hour, and as you can see, was the first one across the stripe by a little more than a car length.
There's car owner Paul Trussell. He calls everybody Vern. He has that cigar, and he's a happy guy. What a competitor.
All right, let's go to the top where Kathy Fisher is with our winner, Mr. Ed Hoover.
Yeah, low ET of the round. That was a heck of a pass.
Yeah, we just calmed it down for the left lane. We've been overdoing it all weekend. The thing's been spinning the tires and just having some problems manipulating the bumps. So we just calmed it down and got it back to square one, and it'll go down the track now.
The next pair will be Paul Athey and Harold Martin. And it was Harold Martin who put out Quayne in round number 1.
Absolutely. Harold's just from up the road in Wixom, and he's a engineer with about 10 patents. He wants to do well in front of his home crowd.
Oh, and you just got to know that Quayne's told Paul Athey, you better go out there and beat that guy. Of course, Paul, Quayne's teammate, and a lot of smoke out of the back of that nitrous car after he crossed the stripe.
Yeah, we'll like to find out what happened to that car.
So Harold Martin, with a 1:20 reaction time, gets out on him by about 28 thousandths of a second. A little tire shake there for Paul in the back of the Corvette. We'll take another look at it from the front view here. And you can see that Harold Martin's car gets up and charging hard. Looks really, really good right there. And then, unfortunately, lays up a little bit short. Could only produce a 685 at 165 miles an hour. Something going wrong with Harold's car, just about half track.
So Paul takes the supercharged car home to victory and goes on to the next round.
Let's go to Kathy Fisher, who's in Clay Milliken's pit with something special to say. Kathy?
Top Fuel has been pretty interesting this weekend because the crew chiefs are all having to do something they're not used to doing. That's almost detuning the cars a little bit just to get them down this very hot racetrack in Milan. Point A to point B is what they have to do, and they got to be the first one to do it. So who's it going to be? Clay Milliken, he's still the man to beat because you see that big number 1 that he has on his car. But it has been a very close weekend with Top Fuel because of the way the qualifying has been. We had 4 cars in the 4s. Now what we're going to see is with all of the heat on the racetrack, it's almost going to be a crew chiefs race to see who is going to go on to the next round.
When we come back, we'll have some Top Fuel action for you as those guys go to work on the Warner team.
Here's Johnny Oswell's ladder truck 33. These wheels standing, and the fans are loving it here at Milan.
Property owners, if weeds and brush are taking over your land, at last there is a solution. The amazing DR Field and Brush Mower can reclaim overgrown parts of your property with less work than you ever dreamed possible. Now, if you've ever tried to clear an overgrown field or ditch with a handheld brush cutter, you know they're exhausting to use. Take hold of a DR Field and Brush Mower, though, and you've got a whole different story. The DR knocks over brush and saplings up to 2.5 inches thick and chops most everything it cuts. So why let weeds and brush take over? Try out a DR Field and Brush Mower on your own property risk-free. Call 1-800-453-5100 for your free DR catalog and video. There's no obligation, so call now to receive big seasonal savings. That's 1-800-453-5100. Online at drfieldbrush.com.
DR is professional power for homeowners.
How many people did it take to put a man on the moon? One man with a vision. Hi, I'm Carl Moyer, and my vision is to create a car dealership unlike any other. A place where customer relationships always come first. A place where you can get your car serviced when it's convenient for you. A place where customer satisfaction isn't just a set of words. At Carl Chevrolet, we're doing things differently to create a premier buying experience for you. Come see for yourself.
Welcome back to the Hooters IHRA Drag Racing Series. We're here in Milan, Michigan with the Motor City Nationals. I'm Ken Stout, Jim Murchison standing alongside, and Kathy Fisher, our pit reporter, doing the work for us and running around. We do appreciate all of her help as well. And hey, we have a lot of cool stuff here at the IHRA event.
Great hats, great shirts, great T-shirts, great everything. Come on out, pick up a souvenir, take it home, or link on to speedtv.com, link over to IHRA, and find out how you can get Drag Review, our magazine, and join IHRA.
Some of the Hooters girls out there throwing some frisbees. We talked to some top fuel competitors about G-Force.
The first thing you do is grin from ear to ear because you know you're fixed to step on the pedal of the most ultimate roller coaster ride you've ever been on in your life.
When the car leaves with 5 Gs, so it's 5 times your body weight. In my deal, is, I weigh 223 pounds, so that makes me weigh 1,150 pounds when the car leaves. The space shuttle, in comparison, leaves with 4 Gs.
Everybody at home, then you're sitting at a traffic light in your Geostorm, Honda Civic, whatever, and you're just gazing at that traffic light, and a semi-tractor trailer rear ends you about 150 miles an hour. That's exactly what we feel every time.
And the car maintains a good amount of Gs all the way down the track, and about 2 Gs at the finish line, and then when you pull the parachutes, when both parachutes come out, you have a negative 4 G, so you got a 6 G change. And that's what's a little bit hard on your ribs and your eyes and everything else.
You feel it in the shoulders where the seat belt's snapping forward, and you feel it in your stomach because we have a 5-point harness. And then you breathe once the car starts slowing down a little bit. That's when you know that everything's safe and sound and it was a good run. You want it to hit you hard. That's when you know that it's a good deal. You can be going 320 mile an hour. When the chutes hit, you're 220. Then you can grab a handful of brakes, start slowing down. But it'll give you headaches. It'll hurt you if you do it wrong. If you're still under power when the chutes hit, I'm talking instant headache. I've done that before too.
For those of you wondering how come it would hurt your eyes, they literally want to sling your eyes out of the socket. In fact, that's why Don Garlitz had to quit drag race.
And Joe Amato as well. Top Fuel, 6,000, some say 8,000 horsepower as well now, so more and more horsepower. That's good.
Well, they do make more horsepower. The problem is the reason they guesstimate about those is there's not a dyno in the world you can put one of those motors on.
You betcha, and that's what's so beautiful about it.
Here's a look at our ladder here. Semifinals. It'll be Todd Payton against Bruce Litton, Clay Millican against Ken Zeal. Who's going to go to the finals? Bruce Litton will be part of our first pair here, and round 1 produced a 5:08 ET.
It looks like he's going to get a solo because after seeing that damage to Todd Payton, he left half his engine on the track. He couldn't make the call. Bruce gets a solo.
So Bruce Litton will go right into the finals. Here he produces a 5:11, 263 miles an hour. And Bruce out of Indianapolis, Indiana, will take him any way he can get him, I promise you, as he wants to try desperately to catch up with Clay Millican.
trying to probably get a good benchmark for the afternoon. It's about 86 degrees now. The track is getting hotter and hotter.
Here comes Ken Zeal and Clay Milliken. Ken Zeal had the best reaction time of round number 1 with an 092 light. We'll find out if he can reproduce another one of these here, lined up alongside the two-time champ. Cleaning off the tires, part of the process. You want to have that rubber just as absolutely clean and smooth as possible. Peter Lehman, team owner right there for Warner.
A very, very smart young man, a very, very brilliant owner, and he's taken this team to new levels of excellence. Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa,
Struck the tires. Oh, yeah, these guys are going at it, baby.
Is this the fuel orders or top fuel? Wow!
First one back in the throttle goes to the winner, and that's Clay Milliken, 667, 250 miles an hour, and he got everything out of those hides he could possibly get. I will get the reaction time advantage to Ken Zeal with an 071 light to an 085 for Clay Milliken, but boy, I tell you, they immediately struck the tires. Here you'll see Clay went, maybe the length of the car before he started roasting the tires. On the other side, Ken Zeal,
blazing some hides.
Instantly.
Yeah, blazing some hides.
You can see the nitro fumes shooting up in the air. That stuff will make you cry. It's always a nice smell. They can bottle that up and sell it. We'd use it for cologne, guys. Here's another look at it from the front.
Wow, they're all over the place. But that's what happens. It's become a tuner's race. And I think probably Mike Clover was telling Clay, all right, we ducked another one. We're going to the final. Let's just not do anything silly.
It'll be another Clay Milliken, Bruce Litton final. These guys have just been going at it for a couple of years. Let's go to the top with Kathy Fisher and Clay Milliken.
Clay, you're getting to be known for the Pedal Fest man, and that was definitely another one to go down in the record book.
I don't ever want to have to do that again, but you know what? I told you earlier, whatever I got to do to make the wind light come on, that's what I got to do, and it's treacherous out there. I tell you, it's just tough. I mean, I'm trying to learn. I like to say, old Jack Ostrander, he taught me a whole bunch, but you know what? My guys are still the best. I'll put them up against anybody. We roll into another final against Bruce. Whew, boy, as long as Peter Lehman lets me keep driving this thing, hopefully I can keep learning how to control myself. And, you know, I'm trying not to be such jumping up and down. I mean, we were pedaling. Oh, Ken Zeal, he knows how to do it. Paul Smith knows how to do it. And you can see we done tore the rubber smooth off the Goodyears back there. Man, that was a tough deal, and I'm gonna keep hammering on it. We'll see what happens. My guys are awesome.
Well, you do have a repeat of the Edmonton race, and Bruce has lane choice.
Imagine that. He probably is going to try to drill me on the tree again, too, and I don't blame him. I'd do that if I was him, and we'll see what happens. Warner keeps on going.
Those guys are blistering the tires, and the man that's qualified #1 in 22 of 27 events will go into the finals. An amazing job there. Hey, there's a potential Hooters girl. Oh, let's go to Kathy.
What a shake-up this weekend's been with Pro Modified. #1, #2 in the points, they're forgotten about. They are out of here. Mike Janis, who's #3 in the points, hey, he's got a shot at it this weekend, and he just happens to be the only supercharged car left. There are 4 cars. We are going into semifinal action. Does he have something for the nitrous cars this weekend? He does have a new paint job for him. Maybe that's what it's going to take. We'll find out when we go on to the next round.
How about that? For once, the field's being dominated by nitrous cars. We haven't seen that all year long. When we come back, it's going to be Pro Mod semifinal action. Who's going to the finals?
Save me! Save me!
This can only mean one thing. Somebody's paying too much for car insurance. Eastwood Insurance can save you hundreds of dollars a year.
Not so fast.
Yep, rates start at just $39 a month. So get Eastwood Insurance on your side. Call 1-800-468-LESS today.
My hero.
Hi, David Fain here. Tonight on Wind Tunnel, Bobby Rahal, Indy 500 winner, kart champ, Danica Patrick's car owner. What do you want to talk to the guy about? Check us out tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Plan to give us a call. Wind Tunnel, only on Speed.
How do 3 interns research how people use Dell PCs? Road trip. Hit the highway. What'd we find? Some use their PC with a Dell handheld to stay connected. Others use them for entertainment and sharing their lives. And with a Dell Dimension and a digital camera, other people share moments. Somewhere around Bismarck, it hit us. What if Dell bundled the things people use to get the most out of their PC? That way, getting their own perfect PC would be even easier. All it took was a few thousand miles, a few stops, and a few bags of ice.
Howdy, man.
Add a PC bundle to any Dell system and get up to a $75 mail-in rebate. To learn more, visit us at Dell.com/roadtrip. And right now, a Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor is just $499 after mail-in rebate. Plus, for a limited time, you'll get a free CD burner. Check out our notebooks, too. Your perfect PC and more. Easy as Dell. Dell PCs use Intel Pentium 4 processors.
You know, a lot of the action at the Hooters IHRA Series is off the track. Here we got some free Frisbees growing out. We're going to go to reigning Pro Mod champion Shannon Jenkins. He's going to give us a Pro Mod season recap.
About at the halfway point of the Pro Mod racing season, and if anybody knows the, I guess not the state of the union, but state of Pro Mod, it would be three-time IHRA Pro Mod champion, and that would be none other than Shannon Jenkins. Shannon, what do you think about the season so far?
Well, it's been an up and down for us. I mean, we've had a lot of controversy between the blower and nitrous. We finally got a rule change, which I think was adequate and just. The class needed a change. It needed parity. As you noticed at today's event, we got a lot more nitrous cars here than normally probably would have showed. And that's what it's all about, is car count and having a good parity between combinations.
Rick DeStefano line up alongside Mitch Stott. Mitch Stott rattles the tires. This one's going to be all Rick DeStefano. He's going to his first final.
He's not the only racer out here by no means. There's a lot of good teams out here. You're talking to one of them. From this point on the rest of the year, you're going to see a lot of good racing. And Mitch Stott's not the dominant car, not the dominant driver, not the dominant anything.
Pro Mod is an IHRA fan favorite. It has been since it started. What do you see the future between the nitrous and the blower cars? Do you think it's going to continue to even out?
Well, I mean, if they adjust the rules, which they have, and we keep a certain amount of nitrous-based cars coming to the event, of course, the fans want the controversy. They like to see the combination. They like to see the personality between the two. I think it has to be that way, and if they keep it that way and keep it as level as possible, the class will only exceed the growth.
Boy, those are some pretty interesting comments from one of the best in the business, no question about it. And after the rule change, we'll see if the nitrous cars can step up and get a win here this season. They've yet to do it so far. Here comes Paul Athey, and Paul Athey will be part of our semifinals as we take a look at the ladder here to show you how they got here. Mike Janis got past Mike Ashley. Then it was Harold Martin who came up a little bit short against Paul Athey. Ed Hoover moved on to the semis against Watsco. And Steve Vick beat a troubled run with Mike Castellana in the Western Beef car. So here we go. Paul Athey lined up alongside Mike Janis.
And Paul Athey takes care of the high rollers at the Mohegan Sun Casino, where he's a greeter. He hopes to be rolling into the final against Janis.
Cool paint job on that car as well.
Yeah.
From earth to sky. Times here within 1/1000th of a second of each other.
Good drag race.
It's a heck of a race. And the win will go to Mike Janis. So Janis, the blower car, going to the finals. We'll have at least a blower car and at least a nitrous car as the battle rages on. On the other side, look at the smoke out of Athey's car. Looked like it might have been hurt. As you recall, in the previous round, there was a lot of smoke out of that thing once he crossed the finish line. So maybe they weren't able to get it back 100%.
Yeah, after hurting it last round, who knows? But look at this. Mike Janis, who had to use the last blast run to even qualify, is going to the finals. Pro Mod is outstanding this year.
You know, at half track, it was 431 to 429. While Mike was a little bit quicker, they were still very, very close. Let's go to the top with Mike Janis.
Well, this is probably one of the hottest racetracks we've had all year, but even with the rule changes, you are taking the #1 qualified blower car into the final round.
Oh, that's great. I still can't believe we're running the way it is. We did a little homework last week on the 25%, and it's paying off now.
The Widowmaker going to the final round. Good luck.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks.
Our next pair, Steve Vick and Ed Hoover. Ed Hoover, the first winner ever in the Pro Mod category, back in Darlington, 1990, against Tim McCabe. Oh, man, look at these guys.
Almost hit the wall. Almost the set. Whoa.
And he's going to get the
win.
win.
He won.
Steve
Wow.
Vick, 695, 150 miles an hour, able to hang on to that entire mess and claim a win light. How about that? And goes to the finals.
He must have gone a half mile to get to the quarter mile.
Take a look at this thing. See if we can see what happened to Ed Hoover as well. You'd think Ed Hoover would have a great chance. Looks like he rattled the tires a little bit, set the front end down, and couldn't tell if he got back in the throttle there or not. We'll have another look at it. Ed Huber looked like he got out first with a 1:11 reaction time to 1:74, and then Steve Vick heads towards the center line and says, I don't see, man. I think I can win it. I think I can win it. And gets back in the throttle after sachets around there about half track. Almost takes the cones out. What a ride. A pair of nitrous cars doing battle.
It's like a bracket race on Saturday night. Steve Vick, some great driving by both.
And it will be Vick, as you can see across the finish line first. Here's a little crew reaction for you. And those guys are like, oh my God, hey, I think we won. What an exciting run, no question about it. Hey, when we come back, we've got a lot more drag racing action. You don't want to leave us now. Why? Because we've got all the finals coming up, including Top Fuel.
What happened here?
Just playing some one-on-one, got a little rough.
Let's get him out.
Oh, I don't want you to do anything yet. I just want to see your price and some of the prices of your competitors.
What? Hey, come on, guys.
I just want to get the best deal. You know?
Our customers know the importance of shopping around, because at Progressive.com you can get our price for car insurance, plus the rates of other big-name companies. You could save hundreds. Check out Progressive today.
Hey, James, why so quiet?
I'm so far in debt, I'm going to have to declare bankruptcy.
Don't even think about bankruptcy. I have the same problem as you, and then Kevin told me about this nonprofit group he was using. I was about $15,000 in debt, and now I'm debt-free.
Yeah, I even told Shannon about it, too.
Yeah, it's true. The budget planning experts, they lowered my monthly payments, so now they're more manageable.
How'd they do it?
Well, they work with your creditors to reduce your interest rate, and sometimes they can get rid of the interest altogether.
They even have this thing called the Good Payer Program, where you get cash back for paying your bills on time.
I just got a check for $150. Well, it's been a while since I could afford it, but this round's on me.
All right. So, lower monthly payments, out of debt quicker, and I get cash back? So where do I sign up?
Don't keep getting further and further into debt. Call the financial experts at Cambridge Brighton Budget Planning Corporation right now. Certified credit counselors are standing by.
You guys need a hand there?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long day.
Whenever you need help with your air conditioning,
Got the problem.
wherever you need it, your Bryant dealer will get it to you, whatever it takes.
We're back at the Motor City Nationals in Milan, Michigan. It's the halfway point for the IHRA Drag Racing Series. We're going to catch you up on some of the sportsman categories as well. And in stock, we had an awesome race. In fact, a couple of class cars lined up side by side. Both cars, H crate motor cars, 73 Dart against a 74 Dart, a pair of 360s inside of both of them. It was Bob Marshall and Michael Beard. The index for the class of H is 12:20. There's a no breakout rule here when you race somebody else in your class. Reaction times within 0.04 of a second, and then the win goes to Marshall, who runs 11:06 to Beard's 11:22. What a great drag race. You can see Bob Marshall very happy there, as he also qualified a little bit better than Michael Beard as well in the number 6 spot. In Superstock, it was Tom Sheehan with the Superstock GTG automatic car, the 2000 Sebring, and on the other side, Brad Ziskowski with the Superstock GTJ car, the 1987 Chevrolet Camaro. The better of the two reaction times to Tom Sheehan with a .004. What a great job. 1043 dial-in. He runs plus 016 at 126.
Tom, congratulations on your Superstock win, the very first one at Milan.
Yes, thank you. I got to thank my wife and kids who couldn't make it today, and my dad, the crew chief, the owner, Harry, he's the best in the world, and my mother couldn't make it today. Comes to all the races, too. Everybody in the family, it's a big family deal. It's just been great, and I really appreciate it. Thanks, Hooters.
Thank
Great.
you.
Other IHRA Pro-Am winners this weekend at Milan include 99 Top Sportsman World Champion Frank Teague, Tom Rossman Top Dragster, Tim Garrison Quick Rod, Dave Goins Super Rod, and Matt Sapp, who just got married in Hot Rod. Congratulations, Matt. You know, you can become a true bracket world champion by racing at your own track with the Summit Super Series presented by Pontiac. We talked to Scooter Pico, manager of Summit Motorsports, about the importance of the Summit Series.
The Summit Super Series is not only important and a lot of fun and big prizes for the racers, but it means a lot to the folks at Summit Racing Equipment. And Scooter, tell us why the big marriage between the two?
Well, it's actually a very natural marriage. First, for the racer, he gets to compete for a national championship, doesn't have to tow all over the country, can stay right at his local IHRA track and get to run for a true national championship, as well as a whole host of cash and prizes, which I'm sure you're aware of, over $100,000 for the national champion in each of the box and no box categories. So really, it's the first time that any company's really ever stepped up and sort of put their money where their mouth was in relationship to supporting the Sportsman racers. Why that's so important to Summit is because those folks are the backbone, basically, of Summit Racing, as well as IHRA. So those are our core customers. Those are people that we do business with on a daily basis, and kind of our way to say thank you and here's some support from one of the leading companies in the country as far as performance parts.
And here are your current leaders in no box. You got Steve Dornsbosch, Grand Bend, Jerry Hunt, Junior Weaver, Jimmy Barrett down in Mason County, and Jay Robinson. Bill Cummings in the box at Greer Dragway, Brian Serrato at Norwalk, William Jerry, Cody Holland, and Steve Stiksinski. Thank you, Scooter, and thank you, Summit Super Series. A great, great program.
Hey, let's go to Kathy Fisher, who's with Mike Janis.
We all wondered coming into the Milan race with the blower changes for the Pro Mod class just how much it was going to affect the cars running blowers. Now, Mike Janis, you run a blower. Doesn't seem to have affected you this weekend. #1 qualifier and going into the final round.
Well, it's definitely affected us a little bit. Horsepower is down a little bit, but actually it's helping us here. I think I have a handle on the track. We figured it out a little bit quicker than someone else, and I hope it works out for us.
We'll see if he can keep it figured out, or will it be Steve Vick, the first man to make it to the finals in a nitrous car this year? Will he be the first man in the winner's circle with one? Don't go away. You don't want to miss this one.
Let me guess. You've been injured in a motorcycle accident because someone turned in front of you. What's worse, the police report says you were at fault. Sound hopeless? It's not. I'm Pat Riley, and we specialize in motorcycle accident cases. Call me, and I'll personally come meet with you. And remember, there's no charge until we settle your case. Call 1-800-CYCLE-USA, the motorcycle lawyers. That's 1-800-CYCLE-USA.
Friday on Speed, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series takes on Nashville. The Federated Auto Parts 200, Friday night, 9 Eastern, only on Speed.
Fighting championships. There can be only one champion. Total Elimination 2003. Witness the power of Sakuraba, Vanderlei Silva, and American Quentin Rampage Jackson in an 8-man middleweight tournament. Total Elimination 2003. Just added Chuck Liddell of the UFC. Order Pride Fighting, premiering August 10th on Dish On Demand pay-per-view.
Interest on our cards used to be 21 to 23%.
They were impossible to pay down.
I couldn't keep up with my payments anymore. Cambridge lowered my monthly payments so that I'm able to manage it.
Cambridge Credit Counseling is a non-profit service. They'll work with you and your creditors to reduce your monthly payments.
Before Cambridge, it would have taken me 15 to 20 years to get out of debt. With Cambridge, I'll be debt-free in 4.5 to 5 years.
Give Cambridge Credit Counseling a call. Find out how good it feels to be debt-free.
We're back at Milan as Jesse Harris, the Queen of Diamonds, is signing some autographs for some lucky fans, and we're doing burnouts and backing up the Pro Mods. It's time for the finals.
It's a nitrous versus supercharged final. First one this year.
As we take a look at the ladder here, we'll give you a little info on these guys. Steve Vick has been to 5 finals with the IHRA, and he's won 3 of them. But his last win hasn't been since the year of 2000 against Quayne Stott, but he has won the last 2 finals that he's been in. On the other side, Mike Janis beat Al Billis at Cordova in 02, and he's won the last 3 finals he's been to. He's been to 8 of them, won 6 of them. He's a tough guy to beat when he gets to the finals.
Pro Mod final, let's listen to the sounds of speed.
Front end up, I gotta tell tell you, man, Steve Vick's car looking pretty strong right there. Had the better of the two reaction times, but could not keep it out in front. It'll be all Mike Janis here as the blower cars get another one. We've now had 4 winners and 5 races inside of the Pro Mod category. Every single one of them has been a supercharged car.
But the nitrous car stepped up. Steve Vick, he left first. Looked like he was on his way to win, but at the end, Janis drove him down.
Let's go to the top end, where Kathy Fisher's with our winner.
Mike Janis, #1 at the start of the weekend, and he's #1 at the end of the day. No, great, #1 qualifier. And how does it feel to do this with your new paint job?
Wow, what a race. I mean, the paint job, I think, definitely helped. But that race there, I mean, it was anyone's race. We were going back and forth all the way down, and as it turns out, we did all right. I just got to thank a few people, Royal Purple, Weber's Mustard, Mac Tools, and anyone else who's helped us out, and my crew for one.
Well, you know, you've been due for this all season, so this is really going to do some shaking up with the points.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, and then with the 25% rule, I guess I put a little icing on the cake here, but it wasn't a horsepower race. We just tuned it.
You tuned it, and you drove it. Congratulations.
There's that crew. These guys are the best.
Great stuff. Mike Janis very, very happy as he earns his 7th career win. He's also qualified in the #1 spot at 2 events this year and has had low ET at 2 different events. In fact, has low ET of the year at 6:11.9 and is tied with high mile per hour along with Paul Athey at 2:32.01. Here's another guy that's had a lot of low ETs, #1s, and high speeds. Of course, we're talking about Clay Millican as they get ready for the finals. Let's take a look at the points here.
Well, with Mitch Stott not qualifying and Mike Janis winning, the points chase is only 68 right now. Vick, Jenkins, Castellana round out the top 10. This Pro Mod battle is tightening up.
No question about it. Let's go to Kathy Fisher. She's with last year's runner-up in Top Fuel.
Top Fuel has come down to this. The 2 teams that we've been watching battle it out for years this season, no exception. Bruce Litton and Clay Millican going on to the final round. Now, Bruce's team, they've been putting together some pretty decent runs, getting from point A to point B. Had a little tire spin last round, but still a 5:11 pass. Now, Clay Millican's team, they're going to have to figure out how not to put so much horsepower because the track just can't handle it with all the sunshine that has been on it since it came up this morning. There's a lot of heat out there. Clay really had to pedal the car, as we saw, literally blew the tires off the car last round. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Bruce Litton putting together win #2 for the 2003 season? We'll have to stick around to find out.
There is definitely no shortage of horsepower between these 2 teams. 6,000 horsepower. Well, we all know the real trick is applying it to this tricky race course here today.
Every day, AmeriDebt helps more people with money problems. People like Tom Baker.
My credit card debt was outrageous. Then I called AmeriDebt. They contacted my creditors and got my payments almost cut in half. Now I have only one small monthly bill.
AmeriDebt is a nonprofit organization that offers free consultations to consumers seeking to eliminate their debt. People like the Shaws.
Every month I pay our credit card bills, but the balances never seem to get smaller.
AmeriDebt got our interest rates reduced, and now the balances are dropping dramatically.
And what's even more amazing is our payments are less than before.
Just call this number, and regardless of your credit, in minutes you can join the thousands of people who have turned their financial lives around. People like Maria Rinaldi.
Before I called AmeriDebt, the creditors were calling every day. I thought bankruptcy was the only way out. Now I'm debt-free, and my credit rating has been restored.
Call 1-800-346-1206. AmeriDebt, helping America get out of debt. October 10th, 11th, and 12th. MGM Grand Garden Arena. Don't miss the Maxxis U.S. Open. All the top riders in the world are invited to compete in the world's premier motorcycle race. Plus the stars of tomorrow in the Amateur Arena Cross World Finals. Don't miss the action. Get your tickets now. The Maxxis U.S. Open. October 10th, 11th, and 12th. MGM Grand Garden Arena.
World Rally 2003. At this year's Rally of Finland, it'll take more than just experience and testosterone to make it to the winner's circle. Filled with high-flying jumps, this astonishing course keeps car and driver virtually suspended in air. Hurtling through space at 100 miles per hour, you'll begin to appreciate the bravery, and insanity of the men behind the wheel. World Rally Championship Finland, Sunday 9 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed.
This Hooters IHRA telecast has been brought to you by Racing Radios, the official radio of the IHRA.
IHRA rocks in the Motor City.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, baby.
The #1 qualifier is putting his up in the box. Unfortunately, Tim Cullinan not able to make it past round #1, but as he said, we'll see him back as we come back to Michigan a little bit later in the year. Right now, we are ready for Top Fuel Finals, though. These two guys have been going at it. In fact, they've been in the finals against each other 11 times, and that man's won 9 of them. This man's won 2, but he's fresh off a win against Clay Millican. As these two complete their burnouts, we want to show you a graph here of the winningest Top Fuel drivers in IHRA history. On top would be Don Garlitz, followed by Clay Millican, just 2 wins back. Then it's Doug Herbert, Gene Snow, and Paul Romine. So that is the mark, and Clay Millican is staring that item straight in the eyes. He'll have a chance to do that before the year's all over with.
And believe me, he admires Garlitz. It means a great deal to him to be able to potentially break that great record.
Bruce Litton, Mike Wolford, the tuning guy on this car, along with Mike Clover. This is the Mike and Mike show when it comes to tuning. That's what we've talked about all day. Who can take enough out and still get it to the stripe first? Let's find out.
For the second race in a row, a better reaction time by Litton.
Not going to have enough, though. Look at Millican, 5.003, 252 miles an hour. Will get him the win, so a 5-flat run beats a 5.06. As you mentioned, Bruce Litton did get out on him first, but only by 0.08 of a second. 0.67 light to an 0.75. Clay Millican said, well, you might beat me, but you're not going to beat me by much here today off the starting line. Margin of victory here, though, 51,000ths of a second. It truly was a great drag race. Hats off to both of those crews and crew chiefs for getting these cars down through here under power.
Absolutely. A tricky, challenging racetrack, and both teams came out committed to race. Only one could win, unfortunately. Congratulations to Team Werner and Clay Millican.
Clay Millican has won 24 of 27 finals. Let's go to the top with Clay.
Clay, it's good to see you down here. That was one heck of a drag race.
Oh, Lordy mercy, that thing was trying to shake the tires, and I said, you know what, I'm going to stay with it because Mike Clover knows how to give me what I need. And you know what, right here, Motor City, we home, a Slim Shady 8-mile road. My name is Clay. We won today. So, you know what, it was fun. Oh, man, I'm having a blast, golly. Bruce was... he was going down the racetrack today, and we wasn't. And Mike told me, he said, all you got to do is just drive this time. He said, you worked earlier today, take the final off. He probably drilled me on the tree again, but you know what? I don't care. The wind light come on. Thank goodness my guys are so awesome at what they do. And Donna, Cal Dalton, love you. Be home in the morning, and I'll be in the pool with y'all. Be hanging out.
You know, that's really one of those deals where Bruce Litton had been going on the track all day long and basically said, you know what, if he's going to beat us, he's going to have to drive around us, and that's exactly what they did. But hats off also to Bruce Litton and his crew. They did a fabulous job, and here's a look at the points.
Millican extends his lead to 629 with that 24th win, followed by Bruce Litton. In 6th through 10, Sipple, Sasenka, Roger Dean, Bobby Lagana Jr., and Jack Ostrander, who is fine after that accident that we saw a little bit earlier during Night of Fire.
It's been a hot day, no question. The water's out for the guys. It's been exciting. Our next race will be Toronto Motorsports Park in Toronto, Ontario, July 25th through the 27th. If you can't be there, you can always watch it right here on Speed. The action has been smoking from door cars to top fuelers. For more information, you can always log on to speedtv.com and link over to the IHRA. For Kathy Fisher and Jim Martinson, I'm Ken Stapp. Hope you had a great time. We'll see you in Toronto.
IHRA, rock!